Have you seen Bender? He's gone nuts. Also, smell this milk.
2026 is gearing up to be the year of finales that don't quite hit the mark. First we had Stranger Things and now The Boys. But is The Boys series finale better than Stranger Things? Oh god, yeah, Stranger Things has gotten worse with hindsight. The Boys has been in my top 5 best shows ever for years now. It has everything I love. Superheroes, satire, parody, Carl frickin' Urban, and... nice. So when the final season was coming around, of course I was hyped. And did it live up to the hype? Yes. And no. It's complicated. Let's tackle this with a compliment sandwich. With many layers. Firstly, I feel like the performances were at the top of their game here. Everyone has had so long to play these characters, so when it comes to playing some of their final scenes, the actors bring out the big guns. It's clear that the actors love playing these characters and working with this crew, and that kind of love is felt throughout. That being said, there were some character choices that I was confused with. Like, I see why making Kimiko a dirty-minded horn dog can be funny, and the idea that she's got no filter after not being able to talk for years does make sense. However, when it's pretty much everything she talks about, it becomes a bit exhausting. I know, the boys being vulgar and gross. Oh, what has the world come to? I just feel like you need to break up the dialogue with some actual character, rather than just being like, this is like a video I watched where a priest finger fucked a bear in every fucking scene. Then there's the usage of Soldier Boy, which, I mean, yeah, he's a fun character and has some great scenes with Homelander, but he was focused on way too much, and at points he had a similar writing problem to Kimiko, where every other line he'd say would be something homophobic or sexual, which is, yeah, that's his character, but it's like the Jack Sparrow effect. Jack works as another member of the cast, rather than being the lead. We've seen when the movie is all about him, and it's just too much. It becomes a parody of itself. And what made that character endearing to begin with is lost. Soldier Boy works in bursts. He shouldn't have taken over this final season as much as he did, because that time could have been spent on, oh, I don't know, The Boys? It makes me very wary of Vault Rising, since his large involvement in Season 5 was purely to set him up for another show, which I feel like his inclusion in Season 3 already did that. If anything, I'm now kind of sick of the racist bastard. His inclusion wouldn't be so jarring if he was at least utilised in the final episode in some way. They built him up only to literally put him on ice for another show. I'm not watching that other show though, I'm watching this one. So set things up that resolve in this show, please. Okay, let's put something positive in this sandwich again. It's starting to taste a little sour. Despite the majority of the season amounting to not very much, the finale itself I found to be really enjoyable. I loved seeing Homelander crumble into himself and experience fear for the first time. After 5 seasons of this guy being an absolute irredeemable monster, watching him cry and beg Butcher to let him live like a pathetic worm of a human being was so cathartic. If anything, I was hoping it would be dragged on a bit longer. The same goes for The Deep. I liked his conclusion, I just wish it lasted a little bit longer. Like, have the fish nibble at him, taking chunks of flesh off his body until he's a bloody mulch barely living, floating in the ocean before being swallowed by a whale. Hi, I'd like to speak to someone about some thoughts I've been having. Yeah, I can hold. Well, while I'm on the waiting list, might as well give my final thoughts. Overall, I did like the final season. I just wish more time was spent to make it better. It was only in the final episode did I get any sense of finality. The rest of the season just felt like, well, another season of The Boys. Which is great, but when you know this is the last run, you'd probably expect a bit more. Did this ruin the entire show for me? No, not at all. I'm actually tempted to rewatch the whole show again from the beginning. The fact that everything in the show did something so out there, only to happen in real life, goes to show how attuned the writers are to the current world, and quite frankly, I love it. Will I watch Vault Rising? Probably. But that's not for another year or so. With this and Invincible done, what am I going to look forward to on Wednesday now?
You could have one scene where he's alone in his room and he's moving